Hey everyone, my name is Kabi, this is Kabi War Legends, and a long time no see. So one evening I sat back, thinking that no matter what I wanna get a game to share with the guys, my best friends and Kabi War Legends channel. So I played a couple, and then another couple, and then I ran into this one. And all the evening I was trying the strategy that was already spoiled with my video name, I believe. And this is the strategy that is the less demanding from the players. So I already have the video called the easiest strategy to play, but this one is even easier in the beginning. So this build order is very easy to execute, and actually I started trying it by a suggestion of one of the devs who say that we probably should have made the guides that is even less demanding, where you don't attempt to get a chest and don't hover all over the map and then try to guess if your opening is playing air or not and what tech you should make. So rather than all that, we wanna just go the fast defending towers from the ground and from the air, and then go a hero who is extremely powerful to be exactly safe, without going all over the map all too quick. So all I do is I just do the barracks and the farm. This is still the basic of any build order, but then rather than making a goon, I just go straight to 10 workers, then the sawmill, and I lost a couple of seconds with the workers, so my upgrade to the second tier is a bit delayed, but this is the beginner build, so this is not important. And then, when I get my second tier, I also get enough money to get one goon. So I wanna have that one goon, because if my enemy will scout me with a swordsman, I need something to defend it, because my goblin tower can't be fast enough. So if I don't wanna scout, then I don't need this goon early on, but I still need it later. But generally in this strategy we stick to one simple rule. We don't wanna do stuff that we won't need earlier in the game. I mean, that we won't need later in the game, because we don't do any early play at all. So we sit back in the base until we got all the fancy imba stuff. So what is imba stuff for the dark? It is the heroes, the X-Masters, the Rocketeers and the Drills. So those units are what we wanna get, and apart from that we only get one goon and nothing more. So once my second citadel is ready, I do a bunch of stuff at more or less at the same time. I just try not to lag too much, but I get the Goblin Lab, then the Orc Tower, then the Mana Tower, and then also the second farm, and also then I'll get the workshop, because I will want to have drills a bit later, but before that I also want a hero altar, but first I wanna get the 2 towers, because towers will protect me from any early fancy stuff that my opponent may come up with. A solo hero can't do that, but the towers with the repairing can do a lot. So we wanna place the Orc Tower so that it defends all of our workers. And we wanna place the Napalm Tower just to be safe from the chivalry, the princess and the stuff like that. So that means that we have to build the 2 race towers, 2 race buildings at the same time, which is usually not present in the professional build, but in this one it is fine. And of course we also wanna get the 3rd tier of the citadel quickly. Why is that? It's because we want to get the 2 heroes. And to get the 2 heroes, we need the hero altar 2. And for that we need the citadel 3. So even though I didn't even summon my alchemist, I already almost done my 3rd tier building. Actually, this can be optimized to get the better timings. and two stuff be ready at the same time, but since this is the beginner's guide and I actually played it like the 5th time only, I don't really have it optimized, but I don't think it's all that too important. And you can notice that my opponent didn't scout me, so probably he is a beginner or play a beginner stuff too, or just things like, come on, all the dark players play the same stuff, so I don't really want to scout. Anyway, it is a 5-minute mark, chests are on the map, and I didn't go anywhere before. I could... Actually, I didn't even know where the chests are on this map, but once I see it, I just send my goon to there, and probably my opponent could have already collected that, and I'll just go back. But alright, I could take that. He could have thought that I already took it at the 5th 0-0, but I didn't. Anyway, I just got it for free, and then I sent the guy over to the mana tower to check if I can probably steal it. But as I said previously, as I mentioned, I don't really need that goon. So if it dies, I'm fine with that. It will just free me for food. So then I got the 3rd tier of the main building, so I upgrade everything because I wanna start building fancy things. So we see that the mana tower, the mana well is not cleared yet, but here comes the army. I try to save the goon if I can. It's not too important, but I just see if I can probably save it to try to steal the well later. But I dropped that because there are things that require more of my attention later. And then suddenly I realized that it is almost 7:30, and since my enemy is on the mana well, then I can probably get the mid chest for nothing, just for free. So I just send the stuff over there, and at the same time I upgraded the hero altar so that I can summon the chief. So I summoned the chief, and then I upgraded my barracks, I upgraded my workshop. So I got all the stuff, the 3 buildings, and that's it. So I just started building the fancy stuff I mentioned, which is the X-Masters, the Rocketeers and the Drills, and I don't build anything else. And now, once I was able to get the mid chest, I get the buff in economy, so I immediately ordered the 4th citadel. If I wouldn't have taken the mid chest, if I didn't know that my enemy is on the mana well, I wouldn't even leave the base. So I would order that main building upgrade slightly later. That is not too important. I only need it for the max food, because I already got all the tech I need. Well, obviously we don't have the tier 4 units yet, so the tier 4 citadel is not opening any units, but it is opening a bit of the possibilities, like another mana tower, another level of the race buildings to get more towers and stuff like that, but I don't really need all that. But I probably wanna get the mana tower to be able to use the rockfall and just collect more mana. And I cleared my own mana well, and now, well, I was about to steal his, and now I just wanna win time if I can, because his army wanna finish this guy off so that he doesn't steal the mana, and he draw all the army along the top right corner, and that will allow me just to steal the chest. So, well, I said that I wouldn't be doing that, right, moving on the map, but I'm almost maxed out, so that is why I'm on the map. And now I also consider the possibility that probably we can end up base trading, because I'm close to his base, so I obviously want to attack, and if he goes to attack me, then we can end up base trading. Mind that we introduced the new feature with the workers lately, so the workers can now walk between the buildings, so they can pass between the buildings even if they're placed right next to each other. So that is why I can place the buildings like this. So I don't care anymore if they are close. If the road between the citadel and the mine, gold mine, is free, so I can place the buildings in there, and that is very useful when you wanna construct the powerful defensive line. So that is what I'm doing, because I anticipate the base trading. And at the same time, I want to attack from the left part. I honestly just picked the wrong road, because I don't know this map too good. But we see that all the army of the guy is right here. But I still want to try the fancy stuff. Honestly, it's not the beginner stuff anymore, but I just want to try it. So you can see that I tank all the damage from the towers with the drill, and to do that I just constantly use the move command on the drill, so that the drill is always under the ground, having incredibly high resistances, and that is why the drill lives so long. And in the meantime my units, I just try to deal damage, but honestly I don't even have much, because half of my army stays on my own base, because I anticipated the base trade, so I left them there. And we also see that default tagged up to the snipers, so actually he was doing almost the same, well, not really the strategy, because we can see a lot of starting units in his army. We can see the swordsman and the warsmith and the healers. So all those are the starting units. I entirely skipped that, right? So, well, I'm not sure if this strategy is playable for the light. I'm gonna try it later. But for the dark, I skip that. But generally, he uses the strategy which is about the same, because he is strongly defended with the towers, and he's stacked up to the snipers. And he even upgraded the infantry, which means that he can get the wind mages, which are the most powerful staff of the light faction. So we are probably about to play the high stack against the high stack. So, well, it means that I didn't just win the game easily, like by the assault move. Actually, I already played 4 times earlier this evening, and all 4 times I just won it by the assault move. So I just double tapped and won with this strategy. So that was quite funny. But this game is the best because my opponent puts up a fight. So we can see him coming to attack me, and I managed my army in the right order. And honestly, the dark micro is easier in regard of such fights, because all you need to do is to make sure your drills are going first, because they will tank all the damage from the snipers, from the princess, from the bombardier, whenever the light player has it. So this is the crucial stuff. This is why the drills exist, right? And then they can make it, so you wanna see whom you wanna attack. Probably you wanna take down snipers, or maybe archers if there are a lot of those. So this is how it works. See, I send the drills first by the double tap, and then I just casually use the select all and press the double tap again. Since the rest of the army is back, they are also lagging a bit behind, and that is exactly what you want. And we can see one sniper. That might mean that the rest of the army is here. So I again send over the drills, and for some weird reason there was just one sniper, I'm not sure, probably he forgot it. And that means that I get this chest for free. I'm always, I'm also maxed out already, and I'm sending the worker because I wanna get the second base. And the thing that I already learned about the strategy is that you wanna get the second base and you wanna spam this high tier stuff, because the interesting thing about the strategy is that it seems at the beginning like you are spending hell a lot of resources on the defending earlier, and that doesn't help you on the map, but actually you also skip a lot of units that you won't need later. So you are nearly based with the traditional build, traditional strategies, and probably you are even slightly ahead of that, but honestly I need to play it against stronger players, because I feel like this might not be a valid strategy against the top players, but well, I don't face the top players any other game, right? So we also face the weaker guys, and I am also myself not a top player either, so anyway, this is the game for the educational purpose, and I'm just trying to like give the basics of the strategy in War Legends. So we defend, and we take up to the right things, and once we're maxed out, we wanna get the second base. And you can see that my army is very slow, and I didn't want to send it back to my base to clear the second base, because it is in the corner on this map. Alright, this fight is tough, because he is very stacked and his snipers are very far. He also uses the rockfall, and it seems that I was able to dodge the damage a little bit, but well, a lot of his snipers went down. I decided to use my mana to summon back the hero right on the battlefield. The Dark will soon not have this scroll anymore, because the hero resurrection will be the light scroll, but the faction scrolls are not here yet the day I played the game, so I could have used that. So I immediately used the puddle to heal my guys, and since I killed his army, I think that I can probably even push, because you can see that I am still maxed out. I am still up 122 in supply, and I also spend my money on hell a lot of things. I'm adding the second barracks, or I guess probably even the third barracks already, the second workshop, and I'm upgrading the undead tech, just to be able to also hire the Venom Spitters, because Venom Spitters is another strong unit that we can possibly build later. So yep, this is my well, I believe the second barracks. Okay, I just remembered that I'd also add in the third barracks later. So I again use the hero resurrection. Not sure if it was the perfect call. By the way, my enemy already got a win mage. I tried to take that down if I can, but my X-Master is down, and my Rocketeers fires the stuff here and there. Actually, I should have targeted down the Elven Tree, I believe, because that building is very expensive, but I ended up losing everything. So I'm entirely washed out. But at the same time, I get a lot of gold, but we can see that I spent a lot of wood also. I probably shouldn't have upgraded the Undead Obelisk, because honestly I don't really need that. I only did that for the Dark Magic towers, because I built one on the second base, and I can also build it on my mana well. But right now I have one drill left in his mana well, so it is fighting the princess. But it's funny that the princess had a crit, so it deals damage even though it's magic. I used the meteorite because my enemy obviously is not microing his princess. And the drill is doing the great job against her because it's mech, and she can't really deal a damage to the drill as to any other mech. So I'm not about to pursue her, so I just pressed hold and I just keep this mana well to my name, and I still see that I'm very low on wood, so this stuff needs a bit of my attention. So what I do is I reorder one worker from the gold on each of my bases, so I will have the 3 workers on each the mine, and I also need to add a couple of workers, I believe, because I wanna spam the units. Here we can see the bug that we are gonna fix, but I'm not sure how soon will it happen. But it is funny that the drill, if you press a hold position command, should be on the ground, always on the ground. But right now, if it sees the enemy, it goes under the ground, because it like wants to go to attack it, but it can't, because you set it to hold position. And this is a little mistake in the battle logic, so we just need to fix it to make the drill remain on the ground, even if it's being fired. So we could see that the drill was under the ground, but then the warsmith came next to it, so it unburrowed, and the light army easily took that down. So I lost the mana well, but at the same time I'm going high enough on wood, but I still wanna add a couple of workers to have even more. So I don't wanna mess with the rally points from the castle, so I just took one more worker from the gold mine, and then the worker will be ready. It will go to replace the one I took. So it is 22:30, so the mid chest is there, so I just casually move there 20 seconds later. And here is the little tip, I'm not sure if you guys know that, but if you want your worker to remain near your tower, to be able to repair it and to be able to capture the well, because the building is not capturing, right? So if someone is tanky enough, it can just come and steal under the tower while being attacked, and then just go away, and the tower can protect it. So you wanna have the worker there, and to maintain the worker there, just build a sawmill. So it will cut the wood near that place. It will bring you the wood, the additional wood, which is nice, and it will also remain in that position and be able to repair the tower anytime. So when you proxy, always build a sawmill next to that. So I just protect my mana well. Honestly, my enemy will not attempt to steal it all over the game. Here I decided to split my army and send just one hero to the enemy mana well. That guy that is incredibly tanky and incredibly hard to take down. And I just use a patrol command. I believe you already know that when you use a hold position or a patrol command, those units are not being picked when you use the select all. So I micro all the rest of my army with select all. I don't even use the hotkeys, the control groups, as you can see. I didn't use it throughout the whole game so far. I believe I will use it a little bit later. But right now I only use halt and the patrol command, and I'm just tapping. So we can see that all the army came to take down the Eater. I'm using the rockfall and I killed the 2 wind mages, so that's already worth it because the wind mages are very expensive, and at the same time I killed the second base. I killed the tower, so it is 1.4k in resources, so I am satisfied indeed. Well, actually here I could just attack from here, from the forest. Oh, well, actually that's what I do. So it is fine. And another trick, which is extremely useful, but I already mentioned it. I use the drill to tank the damage with the bug I mentioned. So I press the hold position under the building and the drill remaining there. We'll fix that too. The drill is supposed to go on the fruit cell and unburrow, but right now it doesn't, so you can use it. And move your drill under the building and press hold position. So you can see that all the towers are firing the drill and they ignore everything else. So that makes my assault easier, but honestly I'm still being extremely washed out once again. So all I have remaining is the 2 drills. So if it would be an equal game, I mean economy-wise, of course, I will be dead right now, like in a minute. So he would just tap a move and I will be dead. But I have the 3 barracks, the 2 workshops, the 2 dark, whatever we call it, dark gates. So that is 7 buildings, right? And the hero altar. That is 8 buildings. And that is quite something, because I am already maxed out. I had everything killed 40 seconds ago and I am maxed out already. So that is pretty much how the PC RTS are being played, like StarCraft 2, which I'm commentating a lot. Not really playing it a lot lately, but still, and that is how they play it, right? So they do like 8 barracks, or 12 barracks, or 8 factories, with the 2 starports. They don't have altars of heroes though, but anyway, they spam things, and we have, of course, the other dynamics of the macro games, but still, this stuff might work. So why is that? Is because I have the 2 bases and I also control the 2 idols. I didn't really mention it, but you could notice that I stole the right idol and I cleared the left idol. So currently I captured the both idols, and to spam the units faster, I decided to build more Venom Spiters this time. This is very questionable because my enemy has snipers, so this is honestly not a safe pick, because snipers obliterate the Venom Spiters. But what I'm trying to do here is to maintain the fight before the snipers can get to my Venom Spiters and the damage drill. Once again I A-moved my Venom Spitters and then I use all my attention for the drill that is just being move commanded there and back, and all the snipers were attacking it, and it will happen each the time unless the light player maintains his snipers and select the targets manually. But it is not easier when the targets are the Venom Spitters, because those are extremely quick, extremely fast rather, right? So that is a fancy combination, and honestly the longer games go, the longer this game goes, the less it looks like the beginner's guide. But you guys need to know that is not too hard, right? It is tapping on the phone with your finger in a not really slow pace, but the middle speed pace. So I believe you can handle it. You just need to know what to do. So that is why I'm trying to explain. So I hope that will be useful, even though not all of the techniques are easier to pick and execute. But alright, I'm using the meteorite on the building, because meteorite is extremely powerful against the buildings. Once again, the dark faction soon will not have it, but whatever. Right now I can use, so I'm using it. And I still can't take down the building, because the venom spitters are the magic damage. Here I thought that I could probably make one shot and retreat, but the venom spitters don't make their first shot too fast, so it didn't work. And since I see that my enemy don't do a lot of wing mages, I don't want to add the X-Masters. So actually the Rocketeers are a lot better. At least so I thought in the game. I didn't really test that, but I feel like the Rocketeers are killers for the ground. So since my enemy is all on the ground, I decided to opt for the Rocketeers rather than the X-Masters. We can see that he's repairing the building. I don't want to let him do that, so I finish off the worker. And I'm almost at the 125 mana, which is another meteorite, so I'm flying over again and using it, and the damned worker was able to repair it high enough, so the castle survived. But even though he washed my army again, guess what? Of course, I'm maxed on food, and I'm a very rich guy. You can see that I'm 13k, 12k in resources, and I still wanna steal his mana tower. I don't really wanna rally all the units there, because he can use the scroll like the rockfall and kill all of my army. So I only stole it with one unit. And now, actually I was sending this drill to kill the castle, but I'm trying to do that again, but it won't make it there, because I will use the select all button, so the drill will be triggered with that. So that was the miss micro out of me. But alright, right now drill is being moved commanded, so, but I thought that I probably wanna try the Ring of Fire. So now the snipers are low, and now I wanna take position with the Rocketeers and see if my enemy can even assault me, but rather than that he had a better idea. He just used the rockfall, and I lost half of my Rocketeers. Probably should have split it better, but I also started adding zombies, and once I got my venom spitters killed, I got an idea that I probably want to add even more zombies, because what if I use my zombies, mass zombies, against mass snipers? That can be an interesting fight, I thought. So right now I'm going up straight. Another drill coming. Actually, in the game I thought that it was the same drill, but it seems that in fact the drill that I sent it to kill the base was killing the base over there. But right now the enemy didn't have the vision on the high ground, so he moved on the high ground with the snipers. That was a huge miss micro out of him, so I immediately used the circle of power to empower my units, my Rocketeers and the other damage dealers, and here default trying to escape, but I'm having more and more zombies rallied in. I wanna finish off the low sniper to get one zombie, and also the healer to get another zombies, and everything is for free. And since I'm already maxed out, I will be even higher, but well, it seems that I lost the alchemist and I lost something else, so I just keep ordering units. I'm destroying the sanctuary, and there is a princess. I want to try to finish off the princess. I'm not sure if you noticed that or not, but Rocketeers are very good against the princess and also against the bombardier, but especially against the princess, because she is low, she's not tanky, and even one Rocketeer can deal a lot of damage to her, and the two Rocketeers can really like obliterate the poor girl. So that's what they did. And I also took down the mana tower because I'm a bit tired of being rocked fault every now and then. But apart from that, I'm just playing RTS, you know. I'm just ordering units, stealing different useful stuff, sending one zombie to secure the mana well. Oh well, it seems that the second mine is depleted. The second mine, then the main mine. So the main mine is still in work and the second one is depleted, but that also means that my enemy will be depleted soon. So I need to make sure that I will kill his secondary base, and if I will be able to maintain that, oh, I can even try to get this base actually. So I'm already placing the citadel, the spare citadel there, and my idea is very obvious here, but still the enemy didn't anticipate, or probably he did, because he's placing the tower, but I wanna quickly take it down with the meteorite, because it is only building, it is not full HP, so the scroll will destroy it right away, straight away, and I'm just focusing down the workers to feed the zombies to get even more, and that is of course the very powerful strategy. If there is no elven tree, so you probably want to have the elven tree in your worker line when playing against the dark, if they have the undead obelisk. So I just entirely ignore the army, because I'm just killing the workers, and even though I'm losing the zombies, there are even more zombies as the time goes, and my citadel is already under construction, and I'm about to get this base, and once I secure this base, the game will be pretty much done, because he will be out of resources, and I'm extremely high on bank, and I will also be mining. So that is, it is how I can win this game, even though I wasn't actually able to break the base. And this is probably also a very helpful tip and a useful concept, because we receive a lot of feedback like, guys, in your game we can't finish the battle because the defensive towers are extremely powerful, and we attack it, and we lose the army, and we can't finish the game. So that is how you make it. So probably your enemy is defending good, and you then can't finish the game quickly. Someone is being annoyed by that, but it is fine, it is RTS. The defense is also the strategy, and it is pretty much what we played in this game, right? So we've been extremely defensive in the beginning, but if the enemy is good defended and you can't take them down, then probably you shouldn't have hesitate. Probably you shouldn't have hurried too much, and you should maintain the map control, take the idols, take the base, make more production, and only then begin trading, because I lost my army a few times throughout the game, but I was able to replenish it like really quickly. And now I just use the protection on my zombies, and I understand that I am much higher on the food because I had a lot of extra food with the zombies. So the zombies can tank a lot. Of course, the magic towers do a lot of damage to them, but I have that much, so I don't even care much. And that is pretty much the game. I can even use another rockfall, but it isn't all too important anymore. So that is the game that started with the very basic beginner build that I really recommend all the beginners to do. But once you are not able to finish the game, if your opponent is good and he understands what happens, and he can defend his base the right fashion, probably you should have like advance your game understanding and the win conditioning, and then you'll have to do like slightly more complicated things like controlling the slightly more complicated units like the drills or the rocketeers, but each of them is the easy mechanic to figure out, and it is not really that hard to execute. So I believe once you practice a bit, you'll be able to do what I've done in this game. So I hope you also enjoyed watching it, because I really enjoyed playing that. Thanks to my opponent, and thanks to you guys for watching. Make sure to sub to my channel. I'll try not to do the pauses of that size and make videos more often. And I'll see you there. Bye bye.